guys that used to.
Guys, plural, guys, not even just one guy. Guys, grown men used to get together and come to you and say, Tandi's doing this, that. Nah, fam. Nah, I'm charged. Hey effects, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing my face, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell below so that you don't miss a single video from one. As you can see from the title below, this is gonna be a live update and it's featuring one of our very favorite people that has featured really often on this channel. And I decided, you know what? This should be on the channel as well so that, you know, I keep you guys up to date with what's happening in regards to him. So, guys, I can't believe I called him Yeast Infection. Like, that's actually just the worst. My faith messaged me the one day and then was like, Thandi, why would you call this man Yeast Infection though? Because then owns are gonna think, gee, he gave you a yeast infection. I'm like, guys, don't think too much. But anyway, he says he doesn't mind, as you can see. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person sometimes. It's been a lot. So background story. This guy and I dated when we got to uni. We went to uni the same year and we're really young, man, because we're very young and we're the same age. So it was a lot of and as you can see from what he said, it's really hard-headed. Like, when I put my mind to something, it's very hard to convince me otherwise. Like, I'm just a very strong-willed person. You cannot, actually, let me not say you cannot. It's very hard to change my opinion on something. He's a very cool, calm, and collected gentleman. So it was a lot of, I was fire and he was water. Actually, no, not water, because that's like complete opposites. Let's say wind, because you also need a bit of oxygen to me. But carbon monoxide, know when to leave, guys. It's very important to know when to leave before things get too hectic and too, toxic.
And let me address the video. You said something about your friend who snitched on you.
Yeah.
You know it wasn't her, right? Like, she never
So
told me shit. Right?
I know that's right. He always does that when he's actually right, and he doesn't want to do like that whole I told you so thing. Like, bro,
I found out because, that's a little fucked up.
Say it.
But it wasn't a girl, it was actually a guy. All were actually guys that used to.
Guys, plural, guys, not even just one guy. Guys, grown men used to get together and come to you and say, Tandi's doing this, that. Nah, fam. Nah, I'm charged.
Snitch on you, basically.
And that cackle. He used to do this cackle whenever, the same thing I said earlier on. That I told you so. He doesn't say I told you so. He just cackles. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you've done that. I've done that, but still important.
I feel so bad. First of all, I want to say I'm so sorry to you, Spider. I legit thought it was you. Or maybe you tuned some guy person, some guy friend, and then they went to Yeast Infection and said, because, it was a very tight-knit community. You tell one person something and then they'll go tell their friends and then everything just spreads like wildfire. But anyway, I'm so sorry. I legit thought it was you. Sorry. I love you.
I do apologize for that. Like, I think maybe we dragged that thing way too long.
We did.
I think at some point for me it just became more like just to prove you wrong than actually what it was meant to be. That whole love thing kind of like faded.
You fell out of love with me? But no lie, I felt it. It's just that we never had the conversation, but I felt it. I was like, nah, this guy's probably just hanging around. Because, like I mentioned, he's a very nice guy. Very calm, cool, and collected. He calculates every single thing. And, like, I felt the vibes. I know, guys. I know Panding and Chidiwa, and when I'm not needed or when I'm not loved, I feel those vibes. And I don't let the vibes lie to you. This is where, this relationship literally taught me a lot about myself and about life in general. Like, whenever I date someone now, I know maybe it also comes with age, but like I felt like this is why I'm actually addressing it, because this is the first time in my life when I realized that, you know what? Don't force yourself on people. When you feel something, either do something about it or stay. And when you stay, don't complain to nobody because the vibes told you and you still decided to stay. Baby, if I'm talking to you now, listen very carefully. If someone is abusive verbally, leave. You don't need that. It's not good for your mental health. If someone is manipulative, it's not good. Love should be free. You should love someone enough that they feel free, okay, in the relationship. If someone abuses you emotionally, no, it's not healthy. Leave. I don't care how much you love them or how much they claim to love you. That is not love, okay? If someone puts their hands on you, please leave and you will die. Once they start hitting you, they're not gonna stop. Please leave. Do not tolerate any of that. Emotional, physical, verbally. Don't take shit from nobody's child. Leave. Leave. I cannot say this enough. Leave. Okay? Thank you.
That shit that I always just tell I'm gonna show you how all guys are the same.
That's true. He always used to say that. Because, like, yeah, he's such a nice person. Like, his soul, he's a good man. And I feel like he was kind of doing that just so I can, heal from certain things that had happened to me before. Like, it ended up now being like a project. It's not like he loved me. He just wanted to help me heal and to get over that. And I appreciate him for that. But to be honest, self-love is the best love. That's the honest truth. If you do not love yourself, if you do not see your value, no one else can show you that. They can move a mountain for you, but until you decide, oh my God, guys, like, I feel like this conversation really needed to be had, because, yeah, I've had this conversation with so many people who love me, my parents, even Yeast Infection, some friends, and it took a lot. It really took a lot out of me. Like a lot of learning to love myself, and some relationships I ended up realizing like, yo, what was I doing with this person? Like, for example, with Red, it came a moment when I said to myself, sis, if you don't leave, this man is going to kill you. Like, I remember, like, my conscience just saying that to me. And if it wasn't going to be physical, it was either going to be mentally. Like, it was just really heavy and it was a lot. So I kind of feel like me talking to him, it's kind of, I've been growing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so proud of the person that I am today, and I'm only yet to grow even more. Like, I love myself much more than I did, like, for example, 5 years ago, or even when I was with him. And, like, this conversation just made me think and to realize how far I've come. And I'm just really, really grateful to him for that, Because usually I'm a person who, I think of something, or when something happens, something bad, for example, happens, I just put it at the back of my head and I keep it moving. I don't take time to process things. And this just made me just stop and be like, yo. Because when we started talking, one of my very close friends, Tawanda, is very good friends with him as well. So I was like, yo, Tawanda, I feel like I'm at that stage in my life where I want to be transparent. I'm not going to continue lying to myself about certain things. I need to face things now. I can't keep saying, nah, let this go to the back of my head. And I was like, yo, if you can, please just talk to this man, because I feel like that's going to really help me a lot. Emotionally, like, now I feel like I'm ready to have that chat. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who's had those things where everything is great with some person, but then in the end it's like, yeah, even the way it ends and you don't really get to talk. I know most people are like, nah, you don't need closure. That's true, because sometimes when you go to seek closure, you end up like going back into that trap, and you don't see that you're really just digging the hole even deeper. But sometimes when you're mature and you know what you want in life, you can actually have those conversations, sit down with people and be like, yo bruh, this is not working. Like, communication is so big in my life. Like, so many people have come back to me. I'm like, Thandi, you said you communicate well in your YouTube channel. How come you're not doing that now? Like, everything takes time. Sometimes I need time to process things so that I can give you a well-informed, answer or response to something. I wanna feel things. I love feeling things and then projecting my energy out into the world, because it's very powerful what this shell can do. Now imagine this shell, the tongue, the mind, and then my soul mixed into that. Like, there's so much that happens when you open your mouth to say something, or even just thinking something without having to open your mouth to say it. So it's very important to me, like when I'm communicating a message to somebody, that I take my time and think, okay, is this a good idea? What's gonna happen from this? Everything has to be calculated. Like, don't want to put on my interpersonal skills, Papo. Like, know how is the other person going to take this message? Is it going to build them? Is it gonna break them down and just take us back 10 steps back? Like, I think about things like that. So anyway, Yeast Infection, thank you so much. This conversation was just everything I needed. And
hey, I just hope like you learned something from the bad experiences, or I might look at that more than the bad stuff, I mean, that's how life is meant to be, right? Like, what's that say? Give me lemons to make lemonade.
Sure.
Like all the good things that happened, even in bad situations.
True. Yeah. I mean, what more can I say from that? Like, yes, it didn't end great, but you live and you learn. Honestly, everything that happens in life, no matter if you feel like it's such a bad situation, but I like to remind you that some people have been through way worse and they managed to pull through. You can do it too. Like, just take lessons from everything. Take your L's. Don't take them as losses. Take them as lessons, actually. And yeah, this was such a great experience, guys. Yeah, I'm really appreciative to him for just giving me the time to express myself and for me to say how I felt about everything. And I'm grateful that he also took the time to just, say everything out. And yeah, it was such a healing process. I remember that day clearly when we had this conversation. It's as if he knew exactly what I needed to hear. Yeah. And at the same time, it was, I feel like such a great weight has been lifted off my shoulders, guys. And going forward, I just want to say, guys, I know so many young people watch my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. But life is such a learning process. Please think through everything that you're going to do, say, and act on. Please think about everybody who you're going to let in your circle, because their energy is going to affect you in one way or another. So think everything through. Be wise about stuff. If you don't know, ask. There's a saying that my granny once said to my mom, and my mom also said it to me. She said to me, "Mwanangu, zvauri ndakambova, zvandiri uchava." And that's so deep. Like, people who are, I'm sorry, this has been so emotional. Whether it's your mom, whether it's your friend, or even some people who are younger than you, you don't know everything. The fact that you're older does not make you mature. Okay, the fact that you're older does not make you wise, because Panewamovana who have their shit together, and that's just the life. So respect everybody, no matter their age, and just talk to someone. If you need to talk to anybody, talk to someone. Talking, communicating really helps. So that's it for this life update. I feel great. It has been very emotional, I am not going to lie. But we live and we learn. This was really, really lovely. And yeah, more videos about yeast infection to come, baby, because you give me great content.